All right, let's see if anybody had as good of a morning as I did.
I'm gonna say no.
Tell me if you've ever seen this before. So, I guess it's kind of fixed now. So, my bracket.
It's not fixed, Carlos.
Well, kind of. It's the alternator isn't hanging no more. But
Okay.
So this bracket snapped in half. That's why I got it zip tied. And then if you notice down there, the bolts actually snapped out of the back of the block. I was able to get one out and put a temporary bolt in there just to hold the bracket up, so this isn't riding on the axle. But yeah, so now I get to fix this. I didn't get to fix that when I get out of work. Guys, so I'm leaving work right now. Shane has to give me a ride to the shop real quick because my car's broken. Ugh, damn, it is freaking hot in here. Let me put the windows down. What'd you say?
have the ones that are the softest, which is still pretty stiff, but
I have no idea, dude.
I wonder if they're the hardest fucking ones. Because there's no fucking way like that shit. But anyways.
Bro, regardless of the fact you go solid mounts, shit's gonna vibrate. It doesn't matter. That's just how it goes. It's just gonna vibrate. Bolts are gonna back out. You gotta make sure you put Loctite on everything. That's all. But yeah, I like damn near got this alternator out and I forgot to record. So yeah. No, basically we just got the alternator off the bracket. See, this is where the bracket broke. Right there. And so you can see the other part of the bracket is still on the alternator. And then the other bracket, I thought the bolt broke, but it's actually still there. Let's see if I can... Yeah, you can see the bolt right there. So it just backed out on its own. I don't know. It's a bunch of crazy stuff going around, but we got some Loctite, we got a bag of bolts, we got new brackets and stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish taking this out real quick.
I wish you were recording in the beach.
Oh yeah, well, you know, that's how it goes. Things like that happen, and then you know, it's unless you're like wearing a GoPro on your head.
Yeah, you'll never catch that stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically what he's talking about, guys, is like we were just chilling here working on this. We started working on this, and this dude from one of the shops around the corner, it's like a body shop, came up and kind of freaked me out for a second because I was like, who's this guy? What does he want? Like, what's going on?
I'm like, does he want a humidifier? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, he's kind of late.
But yeah, so he just walked up and I forgot what he asked when he came out he was driving an old 4Runner.
That was a pretty nice 4Runner.
It was, yeah, it was.
At it like... You
get to the guy's like a avid hobbyist, just like, well, I mean, obviously he works at a body shop, so you know he likes cars, but yeah, he just like walked up and he was talking to us about the car, and he was saying that he hadn't seen one of these in person with a turbo, which to us is kind of common, but I don't know, maybe he doesn't hang around crowds often that see this type of stuff. So he came up, looked at the turbo, looked at everything, and it was really cool. And you know, we just sat here and had a conversation for a while. And then I was gonna tell him about Shane's K-swapped one, but I didn't know if Shane wanted to divulge that information on his own. So
it just seemed like he was so intrigued by the fact that this one was turbocharged. I was just like, let's let him
yeah. You know. And he surprised me too, because it's not like the exact like demographic that I would expect to know about these cars like that. But so he walked up and asked me if it was on Hondata and all that. Yeah, he was like, so this is, he's like, are you controlling it Hondata? And then
what's the word he used? He said, what's not software,
what processor? He said, what processor is it on? And then I was like, what processor? He said Hondata, and I was like, yeah. But yeah, and then he was asking me about the injectors, so I told him, explained to him a little bit about the build and stuff, and then we got to talking about the newer stuff, and that was it. But cool guy, super cool guy. All right, so I'm gonna finish taking this alternator out of here, and then we'll see what we're left to work with. Oh, that gash isn't too bad. Hopefully this thing didn't scuff up my pulley too bad, because like down there, it's kind of hard to focus, but you see the frame rail? When I found it, the frame rail was getting chewed up. So, oh well. Well, it was, what, 10, 15 minutes later?
Something like that.
Hit us out. Look at this.
Oof.
That was the bolt head pushing on the alternator right there. And there's the rest of the broken bracket. That thing was on there tight. Yeah. Oh, damn, that's a Honda alternator. I never even noticed that.
Ooh.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, that thing's wild. Here's the bracket. Pulley should be okay.
Oh, yeah. Pulley should.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Look at this.
Nothing.
So that's where the bolt walked out of, right there.
Check out the bolt. I don't know how good the camera could see.
It can see it perfectly, but that bolt didn't actually break. It literally just has been walking out for that amount of time. I don't know. I thought I had seen that it was an aftermarket bolt in there, but I guess not.
Is this the bolt itself that's messed up, or are those the threads that it pulled out? Because it almost looks like it's...
It could be both, dude. Who knows? I have to get in there and fix it. But so the bad news is that because of the way that thing came out, it like ruined the entrance right here, so I can't get a bolt in it. But I can get a bolt here, and I can get a bolt here. So we're gonna put those in with Loctite right now, and then that's gonna hold the alternator for now. And then obviously the two bolts going up here for the upper bracket are gonna get Loctite, and that's more than enough to hold the alternator. But eventually I'm gonna have to get in here and either try to fix this or figure something out. Either get it re-welded and re-drilled or whatever, or who knows, maybe the motor will blow up before I even have to deal with any of that. So if that happens, then I don't have to even worry about it at all. It'll just be on to the next motor with good threads and everything. Yeah. But yeah, so there's that. And then another thing that I noticed too is this is moving. It's not really like locked in, but I don't know if that has been something that has maybe happened from when the alternator dropped on it, but it looks like the axle's not even locked in there. Like, you hear that? So I don't know know if there's an issue with the half shaft or with the axle or what. But that I will have to figure out soon. But luckily I got all these parts all brand new at my house. So at some point I'll get to swapping all these out. I'll probably just swap that axle out and start ordering rebuild kits and rebuilding all these axles that I have at the shop. But so for now, I guess we'll start putting the bracket back on and start. I gotta put the lower bracket in first, put the alternator in, and then once the alternator is in, get the bottom bolted up, and then after the bottom's bolted up, then pivot it out, put the upper one in, and it's a process. And we gotta take this that belt off to put that alternator belt on. So yeah, I hate when my hands get this black. Oh well. All right, lower bracket's on. Like I said, we could only get that lower bolt here, but we got that one on there, and they got hella Loctite on them. Like I emptied like half the bottle into both them shits. So so lower bracket's in place. Went ahead and put the bolt the bolt that goes in the bottom. Alternator, you're still able to swivel it, so you want to keep it like that. And then yeah, so now we're just gonna put the new bracket in place there after we Loctite the hell out of those bolts. Upper bracket is in place, and we got our little swivel assembly here ready to go. These aren't gonna go to power just yet, so now power steering belt, and then we can hopefully throw one of these belts on. I hope one of these belts is the right belt. If not, we gotta go to the fucking store and get a belt, but it is what it is. Alrighty, so we're almost there. We're about an hour and 10 minutes in. Alternator's back in place, power steering pump is back in place, everything is basically back together. So now I'm just gonna connect the power here for the alternator, get everything all hooked up, and then we can take this thing for a test drive. And by a test drive, I mean get the fuck out of here and go home. The broken bracket. Yeah, just put it in the back. Oh, put it in the box with the harness. But yeah, so that's it, guys. We're done. We're officially done. Everything's bolted up, everything's snugged up, everything that goes to the box got Loctite. We even went ahead and because I had actually lost 2 bolts for the power steering pump up front, got that done. Everything's back in place, everything's good to go, at least as far as we know. If we forgot to tighten up anything, we'll find out on the drive home, I suppose.
Should we move from there?
We should be good. And then actually that jack could go sideways right in front of this box here. So remember my 2 cargo covers. And my bumper's starting to sag real heavy. Oh, we gotta get those brackets from that dude on Instagram. That he makes the little metal brackets or whatever that you put to support your bumper and stuff. I want to get some of those brackets eventually, but I still need to figure out if I want to do the JDM front on this car or not.
Yeah.
That'll probably be something that that'll probably be something I'll never figure out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a decision that I'm not even gonna put my input.
Oh man. Well, if there's anybody out there watching this video that would actually care to comment, because I say all the time for people to comment, nobody comments, except for, you know, the people that actually know me. But, yeah, if anybody out there watching this video, let me know, what do you think? JDM front or USDM front? Comment down below.
The 7-Eleven, maybe they got a battery on the sink. Wash your hands with.
I'm not washing shit. I'm gonna get my Slurpee and go home. No pause. something like burning, but I think it might be that power steering fluid that fell on the. Yeah, it smelled kind of like oil burning. Here, hold this real quick.
As long as everything's good on that side.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything's leaking. Oh well.
Nothing else would be leaking.
No, yeah, that's the only thing I could think of is when that fluid came out of there. Let's go get these Slurpees. Well, I think we could call that a success. Car's running. Motor sounds a lot quieter. There's a lot less weird noises. I can't freaking talk from how cold that Slurpee is. My tongue is like numb, dog. But they're pretty good. Look at that.
Citrus berry punch.
Oh, I had that one. That was fire. That was fire.
Caught me off guard. I was like, oh.
That one's probably gonna be better though.
Yeah, no, that's why I saved that one.
Okay, here's a keto hit. Yeah, so issue with the alternator's fixed. It shouldn't fall out again for a really long time, hopefully. And that's it.
Bolt checks.
So this is where we're gonna close this out. And remember, if you're watching this, you like the content, you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget, guys, 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna be doing the giveaway. Still leaning towards fuel tech. What do you think?
Yeah. That's yeah.
Like a 450.
Yeah, fuel tech, cause it's more universal. If you do something like a Honda or something, it
Yeah, specific.
funnels it into only Honda stuff.
So
And you can't even do every Honda thing. So if you get an S300, it's limited to BHD. If you do a K Pro, it's limited to K and what, S2000 and
Yeah.
the D17s.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. That way you guys can get entered. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll go ahead and purchase the thing, and then I'll put it up for the giveaway. I'll figure out the rules of exactly how I'm gonna do everything then. And aside from that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, share the video, and catch you guys on the next one.